be silent. Because now, we step into one of history's most mysterious corners, a secret, whispering for centuries, standing on a wall. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. This is not merely a meal, it is a labyrinth of genius, mathematics, and hidden messages. I am Parasite, and together we will explore the painting's deepest secrets. Milan. Santa Maria delle Grazie. The quiet of a monastery, and a 4x8-meter wall, silently whispering. Monks ate here, as if dining with Jesus himself. But Leonardo painted more than a scene. He painted time itself, the day before and the day after, all in the same frame. Jesus turns to his disciples. Truly, one of you will betray me. A frozen moment in time. Each disciple reacts differently, yet two bow their heads quietly. Bartholomew, James, and Andrew are shocked, hesitant. Judas is tense, clutching a coin purse, a hint of betrayal. Peter holds a knife, leaning forward, demanding, "Who is the traitor?" Thomas is anxious, sorrowful. Philip searches for an explanation. The figure beside Jesus, some say Mary Magdalene, others St. John, has their head bowed in harmony with Jesus. Thaddeus and Matthew turn to Simon, awaiting a response. Every figure tells a story. Leonardo painted not only events but inner turmoil. The meal is nearly over. Jesus' words echo in the silence. Yet silence is louder than speech. Judas's purse is not a mere prop. It signals betrayal. Perhaps the Romans paid him. Leonardo intentionally hides clues in the painting. Peter's knife is not just for defense. It symbolizes tension, alertness, loyalty. James calms him, while others are frozen in shock. Let's look at Jesus and the figure to his left. Some say it's Mary Magdalene, others St. John. Their head is slightly bowed, their gaze on Jesus. Their hands are almost perfectly aligned with his. Blue and red robes, shoulder lines, a unified composition. Subtle tones direct the viewer's eye to Jesus. Some theorists see a secret lineage, a hidden connection. But the harmony is undeniable. The tenderness in their eyes suggests care, perhaps like love for a child. A hidden emotional depth waiting to be discovered. In early sketches, Judas sat opposite the others, young and innocent. In the final work, he is shadowed, dark, mysterious. Leonardo changed his placement for balance, for drama. The expressions of other disciples evolved, showing more shock, more sorrow. Leonardo's mind was constantly refining this masterpiece. Jesus is centered in a perfect triangle. The perspective lines, the edges of the table, the door frames, they all guide the viewer. Leonardo's mathematical genius is visible in every detail. Every line, every gaze, every shadow is intentional. This perspective deepens the mystery and the realism. Now look at the right side of the tablecloth. There's a knot. On the left side, there is none. Leonardo wanted us to reverse the painting, to mirror it. When mirrored, new faces, new figures, and hidden messages emerge. Some suggest Leonardo hid himself in these reflections. When mirrored, some see a figure, hands open, palms up, with horns visible, sharp fingers, a direct gaze, confronting the viewer. A balance of good and evil. Is it coincidence? Perhaps. But the precision suggests intention. Leonardo may have encoded moral duality right into the composition. The interactions are a masterclass in psychology. James and Thaddeus are turned to Simon, awaiting his reaction. The figure beside Jesus appears protective. Judas is threatening, clutching his coins. Peter controls the tension, his knife ready. Each expression, gesture, and gaze tells a story, a psychological battle frozen in paint. The figure to Jesus' left remains a focal point. Head slightly bowed, gaze fixed, hands aligned with Jesus. The colors, the posture, all complete a visual symphony. Some see secret symbols, a hidden lineage, but the harmony speaks louder than words. Tenderness, unity, a hidden message of care. Look at Thomas, sorrowful and hesitant. Philip, desperately seeking an explanation. Bartholomew, James, and Andrew, fearful and frozen. Leonardo captures human psychology, drawing the viewer directly into the palpable tension of that moment. Peter's knife is tension personified. His gaze is a mixture of anger and loyalty. James's hand on his shoulder, calming him, represents human conflict. The shadows cast by the knife only intensify the drama. The colors themselves are symbolic. Blue represents divinity and purity. Red speaks of passion and betrayal. Shadows create tension and inner conflict. The deep shadows on Judas's face highlight his treachery. Even the objects on the table have hidden meanings. The bread symbolizes sacrifice and betrayal. The wine represents both unity and tension. The layout of the table and the knots in the cloth reveal Leonardo's mathematical genius. The triangle with Jesus at its center is no accident. The golden ratio, the perspective lines, they all lead us. Mirroring the image reveals hidden faces, possibly even Leonardo himself, forever watching his own creation. And that hidden figure, the satanic theory, hands open, horns visible, fingers sharp, a direct gaze that confronts the viewer. It's an intentional placement, a balance of good and evil painted into the very fabric of the scene. Let's review the interactions. James and Thaddeus await Simon's lead. The figure beside Jesus is protective. Judas is menacing, his coins in hand. Peter, the tension controller, knife ready. Every gaze and gesture tells a story of psychological depth. Centuries of restoration have layered this work with more history. Some areas have been repainted. Judas was further shadowed and colors were altered. The empty central space focuses all attention on Jesus. The triangular composition guides the viewer with absolute precision. This painting explores subtle messages and philosophical layers. Human conflict, betrayal, and loyalty. The balance of good and evil. Mathematical and aesthetic order. Leonardo silently asks us, truth is not only seen, it must be uncovered. Each viewing reveals new details. Gazes shift, shadows move. Leonardo constantly invites you into a new perspective. Every revelation spawns new questions. The mystery never truly ends. The Last Supper is not just a painting, it is a symphony of genius, hidden notes, and silent whispers. I am parricide, and the secrets are far from solved. Only those who seek will uncover Leonardo's traces. When you look at this masterpiece, remember, you are not witnessing a meal. You are witnessing a mirror of the human soul and a whisper from Leonardo himself. Thanks for watching.